imagined world leaders at Mahakumbh 2025 in India's Prayagraj? If not, meet Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin, Giorgia Meloni, and Kim Jong-un at the world's largest spiritual gathering. That's not all. Even Michael Jackson is back from the dead, generating new art and making millions. That's the power of artificial intelligence for you. From Hollywood to Bollywood, from big tech to social media, from the world's richest to the world's most powerful, AI is touching lives like never before. Hello and welcome to Connecting the Dots. I'm Unman Bhattacharya. Let's connect the dots of AI in 2025. If 2023 was a year of wonder about artificial intelligence, 2024 was the year to try to get that wonder to do something useful. Here's how. In 2023, artificial intelligence was seen as novelty. ChatGPT had been launched just a month before the start of that year. The first 100 million or so who experimented with ChatGPT upon its release actively sought out the chatbot and used it to answer trivia questions, explain ideas, and generate everything from poetry to term papers. Some users found it amazingly helpful. Others found it to be inaccuracy-prone and mediocre at best. ChatGPT became the symbol of a new and more powerful wave of AI. It happened after Microsoft invested heavily in ChatGPT maker OpenAI. This triggered competition. Google tottered with its half-baked Bard bot that spewed out inaccurate answers. But by the end of 2023, things changed. The Alphabet-owned company went through a baptism of fire and finally came out with a rechristened AI called Gemini. The search giant Google steadily rebuilt its reputation and began infusing Gemini capabilities in almost all of its products and services in 2024. Other companies have come out with their equivalents too. So the last few years saw AI-related inventions, competition between big technology companies on AI, and generative AI that can generate text, images, and other media in response to short prompts transform from a novelty to an everyday tool. AI has cemented its role as the defining technology of the decade. But the deep integration of technology in daily lives has led to some concerns too. Misuse of AI through deepfakes is one such ethical concern. There has been a troubling rise in websites offering generative AI tools to digitally disrobe people in images.
It reminds me once in Russia ran into Gorbachev.
Deepfakes undermined trust in digital media, spread misinformation, and damaged reputations. There are other concerns too, like concerns around how movie studios will use AI helped fuel film and television strikes by the union in America. Musicians and authors have voiced concerns over AI scraping their voices in books. So there are concerns around plagiarism too. AI has entered our lives in a big way with its pluses and minuses. Now let's see what lies in store for 2025. Analysts say this year there is going to be some recalibration of the actual use cases of AI, because companies that have been early adopters have realized that though there is no future without AI, this is not the one answer to all their problems, at least not yet. So a large number of corporations are expected to cut down on the scale of deployment, limiting it to areas where the technology has had visible impact. For all the talk about AI replacing jobs, while the fears are not misplaced and jobs have been lost, adaptation is the key. We will need to work on top-of-the-line specialized stuff that differentiates us from computers as more and more below-the-line stuff can be handed over to AI for processing. So elevated thinking could make us stay ahead in the race. In terms of specifics, here's what shape AI could take in 2025. Take over by AI agents. AI developers are increasingly pitching the next wave of generative AI chatbots as AI agents that can do more useful things on people's behalf. That could mean being able to ask an AI agent an ambiguous question and have the model able to reason and plan out steps to solve an ambitious problem. Expect adoption of AI agents that can perform certain tasks without any guidance, learn from their mistakes, and even make decisions on these tasks for enterprises as well as consumer users. Death of dashboards could happen too. AI has started to make data more accessible. It has made it easier to analyze large data sets. This may gradually lead to dashboards being replaced by generative AI tools that answer specific data questions with visualizations, trend lines, or even predictions based on their visibility. AI could also meet hardware in a more user-friendly and effective manner. Expect some experimentation on getting AI platforms to take the lead on smartphones and laptops, like an OpenAI phone full of agents that will replace apps. Expect more regulation too. California Governor Gavin Newsom has signed a law requiring generative AI developers to disclose the data they used to train their systems, which applies to developers who make generative AI systems publicly available to Californians. This is crucial because many of the world's leading technology companies are headquartered there. That's just one regulation. But there are already many other regulations, both in the United States and elsewhere, that touch on issues like data privacy and algorithmic decision-making that would also apply to generative AI. There are also regulations about the use of deepfakes, facial recognition, and more. The most comprehensive law, the EU's AI Act, is something that companies will have to comply with starting mid-2026 in the European Union. So again, 2025 is the year when they need to get ready to comply with that. Then there are those who ask, could AI robots replace human astronauts in space? Robotic spacecraft have visited every planet in the solar system as well as many asteroids and comets, but humans have only gone to two destinations, Earth's orbit and the moon. Thanks to AI, robots can be cleverer and cleverer. The rise of AI in the space sector raises the question, will human astronauts be needed at all? The answer is simple. Both can coexist, complement, and work alongside each other. Talking of India now, the government has a vision that India should emerge as a global artificial intelligence leader by 2047 by taking the route of responsible and inclusive AI development. So it's a whole new world of knowns and unknowns waiting out there. Responsible AI is the most sustainable way forward.
I am announcing today.
Controversy over H-1B visas is heating in the United States. Tech billionaire Elon Musk and Indian-American entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy's views on favoring expanding skilled immigration have upset many of Donald Trump's supporters. Musk and Ramaswamy both are slated for roles in the incoming Trump administration. Interestingly, Donald Trump supported Musk, saying he fully backs the program for foreign tech workers, opposed by some of his supporters. This is what Trump was quoted as saying, "I have many H-1B visas on my properties. I've been a believer in H-1B. I have used it many times. It's a great program." It is to be noted that Trump's first administration restricted the H-1B visa program in 2020 arguing that it allows businesses to replace Americans with lower-paid foreign workers. So what is the H-1B visa? The H-1B visa allows US companies to hire foreign workers in specialized roles that require specific skills and education. This visa addresses the shortage of top-tier talent in the US, particularly in STEM fields, which include science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. H-1B visas are typically for 3-year periods. The holders can extend them or apply for green cards. The tech industry in the US relies on the H-1B visa to bring in thousands of foreign engineers and other skilled workers each year from India, China, and other countries. Currently, there is a cap on the number of H-1B visas issued each year from any single country. This means that countries with large populations of skilled workers like India face a limit on how many visas can be granted to their citizens. The US caps the number of H-1B visas at 65,000 new visas each year. More than 70% recipients of H-1B visas are from India, followed by China with over 10% recipients. The remainder of H-1B visa holders come from countries like Canada, South Korea, the Philippines, Mexico, and Taiwan. Trump's remarks followed social media posts from Elon Musk, who vowed to go to war to defend the visa program for foreign tech workers. Vivek Ramaswamy echoed Musk's sentiments, criticizing a US culture that he claims celebrates mediocrity over excellence. Elon Musk immigrated to the US from South Africa on an H-1B visa. His electric car company Tesla obtained 724 of the visas.
Take over, Elon. Yes,
Musk spent more than $250 million in Trump's campaign, helping him get elected in November. The latest debate erupted after Trump's selection of Indian-American venture capitalist Sriram Krishnan as an advisor on artificial intelligence policy in his incoming administration. Krishnan favors the ability to bring more skilled immigrants into the US. Far-right activists criticized the stance to be not America First policy and said the tech executives who have aligned themselves with Trump were doing so to enrich themselves.
very nice. Wasn't that nice?
Now, after receiving severe blowback from MAGA hardliners, Musk called the H-1B visa system broken and sought major reform. He proposed fixing the system by raising the minimum salary for visa holders and introducing an annual cost for maintaining the visa. During his campaign, Trump had promised to deport all immigrants who are in the US illegally, deploy tariffs to help create more jobs for American citizens, and severely restrict immigration. During his first term as president, Trump had issued a Buy American and Hire American executive order, which directed cabinet members to suggest changes to ensure H-1B visas were awarded to the highest paid or most skilled applicants to protect American workers. As the debate over H-1B visas continues to unfold, America's tech industry has a difficult choice to make. Does it need skilled foreign workers, or should it push to prioritize American jobs? The universe is a complex network of energy, where stars and planets work together to balance this energy. In Vedic astrology, the Sun, Moon, and Jupiter are three most influential celestial bodies. Their alignment in specific zodiac signs enhances spiritual energies at certain locations on Earth. Welcome to Mahakumbh at Sangam, the largest congregation of people in the world. This 45-day festival in Prayagraj in North India, starting from 13th January, is expected to attract over 400 million visitors. which is literally much more than the population of countries like Australia, Canada, or France. But what exactly is Mahakumbh? The story behind the Mahakumbh Mela or fair comes from Hindu scriptures. Kumbh means a sacred pot containing divine nectar of immortality known as Amrit. It is said that during the churning of the ocean, known as the Samudra Manthan, this pot of Amrit emerged. In the battle between the gods and demons for the Amrit, drops of Amrit fell at 4 locations: Haridwar, on the banks of Ganga, on the banks of Shipra in Ujjain, on the banks of Godavari in Nashik, and at Sangam, the confluence of the rivers Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati in Prayagraj. These spots are believed to be spiritually powerful. Taking a dip in these waters during the Kumbh Mela is believed to purify sins, liberate individuals from the cycle of rebirth, and guide them towards spiritual liberation. The Kumbh Mela is attended by millions of pilgrims from all sections, including sadhus, hermits, and the common people. In 2017, UNESCO recognized the Kumbh Mela as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity. The Kumbh Mela is organized 4 times over a course of 12 years. So Kumbh Mela is organized every 3 years in rotation at these 4 locations. Then there is Earth Kumbh Mela, which is organized every 6 years in Prayagraj and Haridwar. Finally, Mahakumbh Mela is organized every 12 years in Prayagraj, as Sangam is considered the most sacred. The last Mahakumbh Mela was organized in the year 2013. After this, the Earth Kumbh Mela was organized in 2019. Now, Mahakumbh Mela is going to be organized this year in 2025, and it is going to be grand. The Mahakumbh 2025 will be a confluence of cultural heritage and technology. Here's how this Mahakumbh will be high-tech. There will be 2,700 AI-powered cameras for real-time monitoring, facial recognition technology at entry points for enhanced safety. Drones will be there for aerial surveillance. For round-the-clock surveillance at the Sangam area, underwater drones are deployed for the first time. These drones are capable of diving up to 100 meters. There will be AI-powered crowd density monitoring with over 340 experts at key locations. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched Kumbh Sahayak AI-powered chatbot. This application provides real-time updates on crowd density, emergency alerts, directions, and accommodation details. Wi-Fi zones have been made, and these will ensure seamless connectivity for visitors. An integration with Google Maps has been made for navigation within Mahakumbh Nagar. There will be a drone show over Sangam featuring 2,000 drones that will showcase mythological stories linked to the Mahakumbh and Prayagraj. To accommodate the vast number of visitors, 160,000 tents and 150,000 toilets are being constructed. A workforce of 15,000 sanitation workers will ensure cleanliness. A 1,250 kilometers pipeline has been laid to meet water demands. Indian Railways will run 3,000 special trains to cater to the traffic for the grand event. One of the highlights of Mahakumbh is the Shiv Shakti Mahayagna that will bring together over 1,000 seers and saints from around the world. Now there's a catch. The war between Russia and Ukraine has been ongoing for almost 3 years now. In a symbol of unity, saints from warring countries will come together to pray for peace at the Mahakumbh. A special corridor has been set up for this purpose. Interestingly, cottages of saints of both these countries are being built opposite to each other. Now let's see how Mahakumbh may boost the local economy. According to India's Ministry of Culture, sales of Mahakumbh-themed items like jute bags and stationery have increased by 25%. Uttar Pradesh Tourism Department says the preparations for the Mela have already provided employment to approximately 45,000 families. It is estimated that the Uttar Pradesh government could generate a revenue of 250 billion rupees through taxes, rentals, and service charges. The Mahakumbh Mela will also benefit nearby spiritual hubs. like Varanasi, Ayodhya, and Mathura, as visitors and tourists are likely to visit these places. This means that hospitality, transportation, tourism, and retail sectors will all benefit greatly. As the world comes together at Mahakumbh 2025, the mega event symbolizes the perfect blend of faith, culture, and spiritual harmony. As we enter a brand new year, let's recall the defining moments of the year gone by. From the change in regime in Syria with ramifications for West Asia to the wars in West Asia and Ukraine. From Donald Trump's win in the US presidential election to Prime Minister Narendra Modi winning a third straight term in office, 2024 was an eventful year. These events have set the foundation for 2025. The question is, will the world order further change in 2025 and how? Watch this space for more. That's all in this edition of Connecting the Dots. We'll see you next week with more raging issues. Until then, it's a goodbye from all of us in the Delhi newsroom. This is Munmun Bhattacharya signing off. Take care and stay safe.